Welcome back to the Crypto channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is continuing the bullish breakout towards new all-time highs as we have massive Bitcoin news today showing MicroStrategy buying billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. But right now, in the short term, the price of Bitcoin is running into this critical area of resistance, which I'll talk about in just a moment, alongside the Trump coin, which recently crashed in value over the last 1 day or so. So I'll talk about that in just a moment, alongside the price of Solana currently bouncing from key support, while Chainlink is also breaking out above key resistance here in the short term. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just before we take a look at the Bitcoin charts today, and just before looking at the Bitcoin news today, giving you just a quick update on, of course, the Trump coin, which has been the major coin and really the major news story over the last couple of days. But of course, I won't be covering this coin for too much longer after today, because essentially I've only been talking about this because it's been the major news story in crypto over the last few days. But of course, since the Trump inauguration, which took place right around here, we did actually see a dump basically immediately as that was happening here, because essentially there was no mention of crypto whatsoever around that Trump inauguration. And so of course there would have been a lot of crypto holders out there waiting for some sort of mention, whether it was just a mention of Bitcoin or crypto or Trump coin or whatever, but essentially there was no mention whatsoever. So due to that, there was a bit of a sell-off around that Trump inauguration here in the Trump coin and also some other cryptos. And so overall, obviously we've seen a major pullback from the all-time high, but still currently up a decent amount from when it actually launched. So overall, things are currently looking relatively neutral in the imminent short term for the Trump coin. But ultimately, once again, as I just said, I won't be covering this for too much longer, really for any longer beyond this point right here, because there's at the moment not much new happening here in the Trump coin. And I was only really covering it over the last couple of days, obviously, because it was such a massive news story with, of course, the Trump inauguration being a big deal for crypto. But if there's ever another massive news story like this, a crypto news story like this, I will be covering it here on the channel. And of course, if there's another major move in this coin, I may mention it at some point in the future. But essentially, this is it for now. And if we're taking a look at this Bitcoin news today, this has only just come out a matter of hours ago. And Michael Saylor just tweeted out that MicroStrategy has acquired another 11,000 Bitcoin for 1.1 billion US dollars. And even for MicroStrategy, this is a massive purchase for MicroStrategy. Usually they buy it maybe in the tens of millions or hundreds of millions, but buying just in one go $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin, 11,000 Bitcoin, this is one of their largest purchases that they've ever done in a single go. And as Michael Saylor says right here, they acquired this Bitcoin at around $101,000 per Bitcoin. So if we're looking at the price of Bitcoin here in the short term, essentially right around here, they were the ones buying after this dip right here, this little flash crash that we saw. Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy were loading up on over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, while a bunch of people were panic selling. And so if we see a little dip like this, whether it's a massive move like this or some sort of flash crash or anything like that, the smart money out there, the billionaires, are loading up big time at any opportunity they can. And in case you're wondering, MicroStrategy currently holds 461,000 Bitcoin that they acquired for a total of around $29 billion, almost 30 billion US dollars. And obviously right now, that Bitcoin that they're holding is currently worth a lot more than that. And Michael Saylor is still currently tweeting out saying that he's over in Washington, D.C., talking with the upcoming administration over in the US, obviously. So things are currently looking very bullish for Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, and especially Bitcoin, obviously, with them buying so much Bitcoin. But with that being said, taking a look at the Bitcoin charts today on the weekly time frame on this chart right here, nothing has really changed over the last 1 day or so. So right now, essentially, we're still in a bull market, as we can see, playing out this bull market signal. And if we're taking a look at this weekly Bitcoin chart, we're now regaining some bullish momentum, as shown here in the weekly Bitcoin MACD for the first time in over a month. Around 1.5 months or so, we've been losing bullish momentum, as we can see, up until basically right now. And so obviously this is still playing out exactly as I've been saying every single day over the last 1 to 1.5 months. So essentially nothing much has changed on this chart right here. We're still currently repeating history, getting ready for that next major move in the price of Bitcoin Bitcoin basically at any moment now. It's just beginning. And if we're taking a look at this 4-day Bitcoin chart, the super trend indicator is still sitting in the green, indicating a larger bull market. And if we're taking a look at this weekly Bitcoin chart, of course, we are seeing a breakout above this previous high in the price of Bitcoin in the candle closes. So ultimately, we have to essentially reconfirm a new bearish divergence here with a new lower high in place here in the RSI. And so essentially, we have to wait for more confirmation to further confirm this bearish divergence right here, which is still potentially forming. We still have higher highs in the price and lower highs in the RSI. So it's still something to watch out for, but we still right now need to see more confirmation. And so overall, based on all of this information so far, at least on the larger timeframes here, and of course the Bitcoin news today, things are currently looking more bullish than bearish. And if you want to take advantage of this crypto and Bitcoin bull market, personally, I take a lot of my Bitcoin and crypto trades over on Bitfinex. So I'll make sure to leave a link to Bitfinex below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here where you can claim some exclusive bonuses just by signing up using that link and starting to trade. So for example, if you simply just use that link to make your account and then deposit, you can get a 100 USDT bonus straight into your new account. Or if you're simply just trading crypto, you can get up to a brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max simply just by trading crypto on your Bitfinex account. But once again, that is only available if you use the link below this video to make your account and start trading on that account. So if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, you might as well check this out. Once again, first link below this video. And also, in case you're wondering, Bitfinex is a no KYC exchange, which means you can access it from basically any country in the world without needing any KYC. But as always, check your local regulations when it comes to trading crypto. And for whatever reason, if you don't want Bitfinex, there is also Bybit as another option out there, another exchange that I also trade on. So I'll also make sure to leave a link to Bybit below this video where you can claim this exclusive 500 USDT airdrop, but that's only available if you use the link below this video to make your account and then deposit and start trading on that account. And with that being said, taking a look at this Bitcoin chart on the daily time frame, and right now as of recording this video, of course, after that latest retest, that little pullback that we saw, we clearly bounced from this previous line of resistance, flipping it into new support. So right now we're continuing the bullish breakout for this pattern right here towards the bullish price target, which, in case you're new to the channel, this price target is still sitting at around $116,000 per Bitcoin. So right now we're only roughly halfway between the breakout and the price target, so we still have some way to go. And that price target right there would only invalidate if we see a confirmed break with candle closes back below this point right here, which is sitting at roughly around 100,000. So if we see, for example, a daily candle close back below 100,000, at least in the short term, that would be a bearish signal invalidating this bullish price target. But for now, based on the current situation, things are currently looking much more bullish compared to what's bearish. And if we're taking a look at this 8-hour Bitcoin chart, one possible bearish signal, but honestly is not too significant, is this area of resistance to pay attention to, which is sitting in between around 106,000 to 107,000. And if we're really looking at the candle closes here on the 8-hour time frame, we can see multiple rejections from this area, as we can see. So this is still some important resistance to watch out for, at least in the short term, for the price of Bitcoin, in between 106K to 107K once again. But once we can see a breakout beyond 107,000, ideally with candle closes above that level, and even better, if we somehow flip this resistance into new support, then in that case, that would be extra bullish. That wouldn't be necessary, but it would be extra bullish, extra confirmation to further confirm the breakout towards the upside. And so for now, this area of resistance is something to watch out for and pay attention to just in the short term here, which means the price can still struggle around this area while we're still running into this area. But of course, overall, as I've been saying throughout this video and recent videos here on the channel, things are looking more bullish than bearish, especially on the larger time frames. So of course, we can struggle in the short term around resistance, but overall, I do expect a continuation of this bullish move eventually towards this price target at around 116K and potentially much further. And if we're taking a look at this Bitcoin liquidation heat map, honestly, we don't really have any significant levels of liquidity to watch out for. We do have some liquidity at around 110,000 and some at around 99,000, but not really significant levels. So overall, we don't really have a lot to pay attention to on this Bitcoin liquidation heat map, at least as of right now. And so with that being said, getting straight into the price of Solana on the weekly time frame, and overall Solana is still of course looking bullish on the larger time frames, forming higher lows and higher highs and continuing to actively play out the bullish breakout from this triangle pattern right here with a bullish price target, which is right now in play, and that's sitting at around $374 to $375 approximately. And right now we're only about halfway between the breakout point and the price target, so we still have more opportunity to go. But between the current price and this price target at around 374, we do of course have resistance to watch out for. First of all, we have some resistance based on these highs back here at around 260. That was the previous all-time high at around $260. And we also have a bit of resistance right here based on these candle closes at around $270 to $272. And based on the candle wicks, we should find some resistance at around 278 and also 295, which is the current all-time high. And as for short-term supports, the price of Solana has just recently bounced from this level right here, which is very important support for Solana because previously this was significant resistance and is now acting as new support, which is bullish price structure. Anytime we break out above resistance and flip it into new support, that is price structure heading in the bullish direction. And right now that level is sitting at around $232. And below that level, we have more support in between 220 to 223. And of course, other levels of support to the downside if we were to hit those levels. But for now, we do have a lot of support at 232. And also, I would now expect some support at around 246 if we see a slight little pullback here based on previous resistance becoming new support at 246. And so, of course, over the last few days, we did see a decent little pullback here in the price of Solana, which ultimately just helped to reset indicators like the RSI, for example, out of overbought territories back down towards more neutral levels, which can give us more room to the upside as of right now. And so in case you're new to all of this, just keep in mind that even though on the larger time frames, we're still very much in a bull market trending towards the upside, of course, we can see little pullbacks and things like that along the way. That's perfectly normal to see. And in fact, that's healthy to see during a bull market because it resets price oscillators like the RSI, as I just said, giving us more room to the upside, creating more of a sustainable bullish trend. And with that being said, if we're taking a look at the price of Chainlink on the daily time frame, right now the price of Chainlink is continuing the bullish breakout from this falling wedge pattern, which is of course a bullish pattern that I've been talking about since all the way back down here at this breakout. I've shared my trading strategy saying I'm entering a long position on the price of Chainlink all the way back down here when the price was closer towards $22, give or take. And of course, as I've also mentioned over the last half a week to almost 1 week now, I did take some profits at around this area of resistance out of that Chainlink long position, but that was only a portion of the trade, so I kept the rest of the trade open. And as we can see right here, it's continuing to profit from this bullish move, and then I'll look to take potentially more profits closer towards the price target for this pattern right here. And in case you're new to this, the price target is at the top of this falling wedge at just above $29, around $29.30 as the technical price target. So just before that price target, I will take a little bit more profits out of that long position, but not necessarily close the entire trade. I might just keep some of the trade open to basically profit from more of a bullish move. And so by this point right here, by that $29 point, essentially I would have taken most of the profits out of that trade, but still keeping some of the trade open in case we just continue pumping further towards the upside. And so that is my current trading strategy for the price of Chainlink. And of course, I have been slowly just moving my stop loss further and further into profits, so that in the worst case scenario, of course, I've already taken some profits out of this trade. And in that worst case scenario, if we just crash for whatever reason, that would hit the stop loss at either break even or in profits, essentially avoiding any losses. And if you're wondering where I took that Chainlink trade, I did take that trade over on Bitfinex. Once again, first link below this video to that exchange that I'm trading on right now. And if you use that link, you can claim some exclusive bonuses. And if we're taking a look at the price of XRP on the weekly time frame, right now XRP is still trading very close to its all-time high, but we have seen an ever so slight little pullback, a little cool off in the immediate short term from where the price was yesterday. Obviously, yesterday we were trading at just above $3.30, whereas right now, at least as of recording this video, we're trading closer towards $3.20, but still sitting at very close to all-time highs on the larger time frame, still looking very much bullish. And as for support, we still have significant support in between $2.90 to $3, and we also have short-term resistance in between $3.30 to $3.40, as I've been mentioning for basically around a week now. And so we still need to see a confirmed breakout beyond around $3.40 in order to head up towards these higher price targets, like for example this significant Fibonacci level at around $4.68, close to $4.70 as the next significant price target or significant level of resistance to the upside for the price of XRP in this bull market. And of course, since my last video, in that short-term time frame that I covered in my last video, that short-term trading pattern did actually invalidate over the last one day with that slight little pullback. But overall, zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, things are still looking very bullish for XRP in terms of the bull market here. And if we're taking a quick look at the price of Ethereum on the 3-day time frame, Ethereum is still trading at just above this Fibonacci level of support, which is sitting at just above 3.2k, around 32.30 to 32.40 approximately, acting as major support. So not much has changed over the last few days on this 3-day time frame. And if we're taking a look at this daily Ethereum chart, right now Ethereum is still trading right in between this area of support and this area of resistance, still simply just chopping around sideways in a sideways price range, as I've been talking about every day for the last 1 to 2 weeks here. And of course, this area of support is still sitting in between around 3,000 to 3.1k, with some support at just above 3.1k, around 31.30 to 31.40, acting as a level of support. And we have this area of resistance still sitting in between 34.30 to 35.60, acting as major resistance. And other points of resistance further to the upside are 3.7k and this price range in between 3.9k to 4.1k. But for now, in the short term, Ethereum is simply just looking neutral, chopping around sideways within a sideways price range. So honestly, not much has changed for Ethereum over the last few days and really over the last 1 to 2 weeks. But remember, if you want to trade any of these moves in the price of any crypto, check out those links below this video to claim those extra bonuses over on those exchanges. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, you can profit from all of that price action by watching these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.